I listen to a lot of music. I know, right?
What a shock.
But for a channel that primarily talks about pop punk and emo, I have a surprisingly eclectic taste. I like hip-hop, soul, R&B, folk, experimental, metal, jazz. I'm always looking for new music to listen to. And there are a lot of genres. With punk, you had pop punk, hardcore punk, riot girl, emo led to screamo and emo rap, and of course, rock and roll has an abundance of subgenres you can listen to. Most of these genres are pretty well known to most music listeners. But what about the lesser known genres? The weird ones.
I'm weird. I'm a weirdo.
Hello and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, I'm Trevor and I am eternally uncool. I make videos about music, music culture, and anything that interests me. But mostly music right now. So if that sounds like something you'd be into, then I highly recommend subscribing to the channel and watching the rest of this video. There is an endless library of music just waiting to be listened to. It goes beyond streaming services and playlists. There's entire communities built around genres that only a few special people know about. They're devoted to these niche genres in the same way that people who are fans of emo are devoted to that genre. The only difference is these genres are kinda weird. But weird can be good, especially when it comes to music. What I have for you guys today is a list of genres that I'm pretty sure most of you haven't heard of. And if you have heard of them and you're currently calling me a know-nothing asshat in the comments,
Stop.
Anyway, these genres are out there. But they're all worth getting into if you're a lover of the weird and wonderful like I am. I'll talk about the history of the genre, my thoughts on them, and recommend an artist. So with all that being said, grab a drink, grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get into the video.
Let's get weird! Let's get weird! Weird! Get weird! Weird! Get weird!
Picture this. You're trapped in an abandoned Kmart. If you don't know what a Kmart is, or you've never been to a Kmart, just pick whatever bankrupt big box store you want. You're the only one in the store. The products are gone, leaving only bare shelves. The fluorescent lights are flickering and buzzing, threatening to plunge you into darkness at any moment. The only other sound besides that buzzing and your footsteps on tile is the smooth jazz coming from the speakers. But it's different. Instead of sounding cheesy and lame, it sounds isolating and disorienting. This is the feeling I get when I listen to Moft. Moft is a subgenre of vaporwave, which in itself is a subgenre of electronica. Moft and vaporwave share many of the same traits. Both incorporate elements of lounge music, synth, jazz, all slowed and reverbed and chopped and screwed. Moft takes the corporate lounge music and kind of puts it on its head by making it a little more ambient. Think of the kind of instrumental jazz you hear in a bank or an elevator. It's easy listening, but with a twist. I think the best artist to spotlight for this genre would be Cat System Corporation, or Cat System Corp, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. Cat System Corp is the stage name of Dutch electronic producer Jornt Elzinga. Elzinga has been in the vaporwave scene since 2013. He's highly influenced by 90s and 2000s internet culture. He was also influenced by witnessing the events of 9/11, which his mother made him watch on the news.
Look at it!
I actually own his 9/11 album, News at 11. It cost me $100, which is money I shouldn't be spending on records because it's very, very negligible. It's not responsible at all. But this album is just so legendary. Plus, I have this weird kind of fascination with the history and events of 9/11. We don't need to talk about it.
Good morning, America. I'm Charles Gibson.
I'm Diane Sawyer, and it's Tuesday, September.
Moft is a really cool, relaxing, and slightly eerie genre. If you like electronic music that's a little strange, really unique, and really interesting, then I highly recommend checking out some of the artists in Moft.
Let's get weird! Let's get weird! Weird, get weird! Weird, get weird! Weird.
If we were to put these genres on a scale, you would have Moft on one side, and way on the other side, you would have cybergrind. Whereas Moft kind of makes you feel like you're in some kind of liminal outlet mall from your childhood. Cybergrind is what I imagine an anxiety attack sounds like. Cybergrind mixed the blast beats of grindcore with synthesizers and drum machines, creating something that was more abrasive and experimental. Eventually, the genre would evolve to include elements of hyperpop and chiptune. There's often themes of dystopia and distortion and robotically enhanced vocals. I think one of the best artists to talk about in this genre is Blind Equation. Blind Equation is the perfect mix of the intensity of grindcore, 8-bit chiptune, hyperpop, and a little bit of emo. Cybergrind is a really cool micro-genre in the even bigger and wider genre of metal. I think it's very unique and progressive, and it would definitely appeal to fans of electronic music and hyperpop, rather than just aggro metalhead dudes. Definitely check it out if that sounds like your thing.
Let's get weird! Let's get weird! Weird, get weird! Weird, get weird!
Hip-hop is a very eclectic genre. There's been different eras and phases where one style was dominant above all. Then eventually it would get eclipsed by another genre, and so on and so on. Gangster rap in the 90s. Then you had the more underground and artistic stuff with artists like De La Soul. In the 2000s you had party songs. And then we landed on trap. And while I'm not a big fan of trap music, I can still appreciate the innovation that it birthed. Like funk. Funk appeared in the early 2010s in Memphis, Tennessee. The term funk was popularized by Miami rapper and producer Space Ghost Perp, who would describe the genre as a kind of modern take on funk with heavy hip-hop inspiration.
I am the nigga with the phone. Nigga talking shit, throw his ass in the trunk. Nigga, I am the nigga with the phone.
Funk is a really cool and unique genre that I don't think many non-rap fans know about. But if experimental trap music sounds like your thing, then I highly recommend checking out funk.
Let's get weird! Let's get weird! Weird, get weird! Weird, get weird!
When I was in college, I got into a lot of weird music. I was trying to branch out from my usual emo and pop punk, so I listened to anything that seemed interesting. Nothing too crazy. Some experimental rock, indie rock, acid jazz. But I think the most interesting and unique genre that I got into around this time was witch house. house is a subgenre of electronic music that was started in the late 2000s and pioneered by the Michigan band Salem. Witch house takes elements of shoegaze, industrial, goth rock, and fuses it with synths and drum machine and noise music. It utilizes the visual aesthetics of the occult and witchcraft. It's very horror-centric, if you couldn't tell by the name. Witch house would actually have a fair amount of success as far as weird outsider genres go. Kanye West recruited one of the members of Salem to produce his 2013 album, Yeezus. And the genre would inspire like-minded artists like Wiccaphase Springs Eternal.
In the back there, somewhere in the distance, out there, there's a landmark where time spent in Providence. I see you there.
I really like Witch house. I think it's a really cool form of electronic music. It mixes all the things I love about goth and industrial. It's also just really cool in terms of aesthetic. I just love the horror vibe of everything. If that sounds like your thing, then I highly recommend getting into Witch house. What are some weird subgenres you're into? Should I do another one of these videos? Let me know in the comments. That's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I probably sound a little bit off and low energy, but I'm getting sick. If you did enjoy it, then I highly recommend smashing that like button and sharing this video with everyone you know. I'm a small, independent content creator who does everything on his own. And I'm really trying to grow this channel. So every like, every comment, every share, any interaction with this video or any of my other videos really helps me out a lot. I'm trying to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2026. If I can do that, then I will celebrate by doing a video reacting to all of my old private videos I made before Eternally Uncool. So if you want to see some cringe, then tell a friend to subscribe. And I'm also trying to grow my Instagram, so if you want to follow me there, you can. With all that being said, thank you for watching. As always, I'm Trevor. Stay uncool. And that's the end of the video. Goodbye.